Nowadays, men aren't proper men anymore. And
men are fucking done.
Nobody's dating anymore or afraid of commitment.
Why don't guys want relationships anymore?
Where are the real men, guys?
What if more men are deciding that dating and marriage simply aren't worth the trade-off anymore? Why are some men choosing freedom, peace, and independence instead? Stay with us until the end, because the reasons behind this shift may be more complicated than they appear.
Many women I know have started dating women. 62% of men, right, under 30 not trying to date. What's happening?
And that is men mature later. A boy's prefrontal cortex is 18 months behind a girl. The girl is basically competing against a 10th grade girl. Boys have better gross motor skills. They're faster and stronger. Girls have greater fine motor skills. Their hands, their oral skills, asking questions. Look at the behaviors we promote or encourage in primary school. Sit still, be a pleaser, be organized, raise your hand.
Mm-hmm.
You just described a girl. When you digitize the mating market, people used to meet through friends, through work, and through school. Now they primarily meet online. When you digitize the mating market, you end up in the following environment: 50 men on Tinder, 50 women. 46 of the women will show all of their attention to the same 4 men, which leaves 46 men fighting over 4 women. This discourages men. And unfortunately, they have a very seductive, godlike technology telling them they can have a reasonable facsimile of life online. Why go through the effort of having friends when you have Discord and Reddit? Why put on a tie and try and get a job when you can make money trading crypto or stocks on Robinhood or Coinbase? And why would you go through the effort of looking good, smelling nice, the expense, the resilience, the potential rejection?
For decades, dating and marriage were treated as major milestones in adult life. But that assumption is being questioned by a growing number of men who say they would rather build a life on their own terms than enter a relationship simply because society expects it.
Why men are losing interest in dating. A lot of men flat out don't see a clear upside anymore. What, he has to beg to be in a relationship so he can pay your bills? He can't expect reciprocation at all. There's high risk of ghosting when he could have just hung out with some friends. Are exhausted from dating apps. He might send out 50 messages to maybe get 2 replies. And just maybe one of those might turn into an actual date, if he's lucky. And they're swiping for hours, days, just feels like rejection over and over again. Conversations stall constantly, and he's expected to make the first move and come up with something interesting constantly. And if at any point he's not interesting, or even sometimes when he is interesting, that's still not good enough. She might just ghost him randomly, for no reason, and he doesn't know why. A lot of women, the infinite options makes all these individual men feel very disposable. Constant competition, and a lot of women will actually rub this in a man's face. All of her Instagram DMs that she gets, dating app matches, all the validation she gets off social media when these people don't even know her in real life. Yes, he feels like he has to compete with all of that. Also, dating is expensive. Dinners, dates, even if he takes out every woman to a coffee date, it still adds up over time. Also, he's got to make sure he's got good housing, because, most women won't date a man that lives with his parents, and he knows that. He's got to pay for education, potentially, or certificates, so he can grow his career to be more attractive. All the grooming and hygiene. Dating is very expensive for men, despite a lot of women believing that that's not the case.
For some men, the biggest attraction of staying single is freedom. They can decide where to live, how to spend their money, and how to use their time without having to negotiate every decision with a partner.
nowadays, men aren't proper men anymore. And to me, one of the gravest sins a man can commit against a woman is wasting her time. يعني لا أنت جاهز. You're not ready. You're not financially capable. You're not emotionally capable. You're nowhere near ready taking on the responsibility that is caring and protecting a woman. And that's all they seek. It's one of the gravest sins you can commit. Especially that girls are ready. A lot of women are ready. They're like, I want to be married. I want to have children. I want to open a home. And you know that that's what she wants. And you waste her time.
Then there's the dating experience itself. Dating apps, ghosting, rejection, mixed signals, and constant swiping have made some men feel that modern dating requires too much effort for too little reward.
Men are fucking done. And at the same time, women at home are saying, where are all the good men? All the good men were ruined by plenty of women. They had money taken from them. They had their finances fucking crumble because of some women. They had their children taken away from them. They lost jobs. They tried to give and give and give all the fucking time. And all these women did was belittle them, disrespect them, mental abuse, physical abuse. There is so much abuse involved now that the good men are fucking done. They're not gonna sit there and listen to the BS no more. They're not gonna sit there and keep being disrespected. A man wants one thing in a relationship more than he ever wants love, and that's respect. And if you can't provide him with that, move the fuck over.
Financial independence is another major factor. A man who can support himself, buy his own home, travel, pursue hobbies, and build his career may not feel the same pressure to find a partner that previous generations experienced.
Where are the real men, guys? Like the men who buy flowers, the men who can build shit, the men who want to pay for shit, the men who give you unconditional love and spoil you. Do these men exist? I'm gonna manifest one.
How does a woman take care of a man?
What do you mean?
How should a woman take care of a man?
She shouldn't have to.
At all?
No.
Then why should a man date a woman?
What kind of question is that?
Like, what value would you provide to a man?
What? That's a crazy question.
What do you mean?
You shouldn't have to provide some value to a man.
Then what's the point of the relationship?
What value do they provide to us?
Protecting you, providing for you.
This is exactly why so many men are just done with dating. Because I have said this before and I will say it again. A man is taught his entire life how to treat a woman. But a woman is taught her entire life how to be treated by a man, not how to treat a man. Ladies, if you want the benefits of a man, you need to put forth some amount of effort. It doesn't even need to be as much effort as him. It just needs to be something, because that is what indicates to a man that you're actually interested in him. And honestly, when one person is carrying all of the load of the relationship, well, how is that fun?
And here's where the conversation gets interesting. When fewer men actively pursue relationships, the entire dating market changes. People who once expected constant attention may suddenly find themselves asking why fewer men are approaching them.
There was a study called from the Pew Center Research conducted a study that said 63% of men under age 30 would rather stay home and watch porn than go on a date. Men say they are getting their needs met without having to go on a date. Would men rather stay single than be with a woman is the question.
That's what they're saying, pretty much.
63% of men.
I think they're cheap.
Yeah, they just ain't got no money.
They don't have money, which you should get your money up before you start dating. So it is cheaper to sit home and beat your meat than actually go out and find actual women to hang out with.
That's a sad reality.
I disagree.
Why? What do you think?
Is it less of a headache to have to deal with a woman or something?
There it goes. Like, it's a headache. Now I got to take you out. I got to hear what you had to tell your whole day.
That's why you take out people you actually like, and then you don't feel that.
Yeah, but then I got to get to know you first to like you, right?
Yeah.
So how do I get to know you?
Call on the
phone. So you rather hand?
Hey, listen, I'm married.
You always gotta say. Okay, so if you wasn't married,
I'd probably beat him. I mean, 100 miles an hour.
But it's important to remember that not every single man has rejected love or marriage forever. Some are simply taking a break. Others are waiting for the right person instead of rushing into commitment, while some genuinely prefer the bachelor lifestyle.
Guys will literally be like, I'm just not ready for a relationship, and they're 35 years old. I'm like, you're not ready. What were you waiting for to be ready? Being completely bald? You still have a little too much hair to be in a relationship? What could you possibly be waiting for?
Why don't guys want relationships anymore?
Because why invest in something that's going to hurt? You see, I don't think this is a gender bias thing. I think in general, less and less people are interested in relationships because why do you need them? You have the chance to hook up with somebody with a swipe on an app. Fill that little void of missing affection and then go back to your life with no strings attached. I know guys will say that every girl's the same and no girl wants a nice guy. And girls will say that no guy wants a relationship, all they want to do is hook up. And I think the common thing here is that everyone's saying how they feel instead of living the life and actually feeling it. We go hunting on our phones for somebody to love, but we don't actually want to be loved. We'd rather just have a story to tell. So the issue isn't that men don't want relationships, but yet the majority is just not ready, and they rather just be stuck people watching.
Reasons why men are single, still single,
after the age of 30. Listen the fuck up. If he is still single after 30, there is a freaking reason. Probably not because he's just picky. For one, he wants a girlfriend. He does. He wants a girlfriend, but he does not want to put in any of the effort to do so. Or God forbid he needs to delete the roster. Number 2, which is a giant piss off, he thinks therapy is for the weak, but his communication is absolute shit. Like, sir, if anyone needs therapy, it's you. Number 3, he's chasing 22-year-olds or 20-year-olds. Or 21-year-olds. Baby girl, he is the problem. But not least, he almost dated someone amazing. Now, he either fucked it up, fucked her over, or just wasn't ready at the time, then now he's freaking scared to try with any other amazing girl. Ladies, please send this to a man if he needs to see it. And fellas, if this hurt your feelings, it was probably meant for you.
Social media has also made these conversations much louder. Men and women now openly share dating experiences, relationship expectations, and personal frustrations with millions of viewers. That can create a sense that everyone is experiencing the same thing, even when reality is much more complicated.
Nothing makes a woman more angry than seeing a man happy. Okay, especially happy with your own personal life. If you're around a woman or if you're dating a woman and she sees you're genuinely happy, she's sitting there going, wow, look how nice of a guy this guy is, going on in his own life, going about his own time, going about his own terms, liking what he's doing, in a state of peace. Oh yeah, watch her try to add some confusion and some complexity. Watch her try to just find things to say and find things to do to make you do more for absolutely no reason. Watch how angry she gets and watch how frustrated she gets just seeing you at ease and at peace. If you like watching that sports game on TV, watch her make comments about it, how it's a waste of time. If you like playing video games, watch her say what a waste of time it is. If you do something productive and you like to go work out, watch her tell you that all you do is sit in the gym. And if you're pretty good at making money, watch her tell you how boring you are because all you do is work. No matter what, you will not be able to win because their natural nature is to deceive you.
The real issue may not be whether men or women are winning. It may be that both sides are changing what they expect from relationships. People have more choices than ever, and that means they're also more willing to walk away from situations that don't make them happy.
50% of men aged 18 to 30 haven't approached a woman in the last year.
And the men that have approached are doing remarkably well. More than half have gotten a date from it. And it goes down if you look to like long-term relationships, how many dates turn into a long-term relationship. But the men who are approaching, they're doing pretty well, actually.
Of that 50% of them did get a date.
Might have even been about 70%, at least got a date or a phone number or some kind of romantic connection there. People that approach women, they're getting dates from it.
Given the fact that this is an exclusively agentic decision that you're making, if you have a little bit more confidence in yourself, it's going to make making the decision more easy. But ultimately, there's a huge chunk of people in that 50% that are doing it that probably are just as unsure and just as terrified and just as uncertain as you are. So yeah, I mean, that's a serious white pill for why you should approach women.
I don't know what possibly could be a better ad for just do it.
Just do it!
Ask the girl out! Buy her dinner! Hold the door open for her! What's the worst that could happen? She says no. Half of all the men aged 18 to 30 haven't approached a woman in the last year. Obviously, I think there are a lot of reasons for that, which we can decode separately, but you have everything to gain from asking a woman out on a date. Part of the reason I am marrying my now fiance is because he didn't even ask me on a date. He told me, hey, we're going on a date, okay? And I said, great!
So here's the big question. Are men genuinely becoming happier outside dating and marriage, or is this simply a temporary reaction to modern dating culture? And if more men continue opting out, how will relationships change?
Nobody's dating anymore. And no, it's not because people are lazy, shallow, or afraid of commitment. It's because we're all trying to build love in a system that was never designed to hold it. This isn't a you problem. It's not even a them problem. It's a world problem, and we've all been dragged into it. First up, marriage. Not happening. People aren't coupling up at 22 with matching towels and a mortgage anymore. Why? Because we can't afford love and dental, duh. And if you do find someone you vibe with, you still gotta cross-reference credit scores, trauma loads, and whether you're building something or just filling space until they figure it out. So people are going solo, delaying marriage, skipping kids, and replacing intimacy with curated solitude and memes about emotional damage. We're independent, but not necessarily on purpose. Stay with me. because this brings me to work. Like the jobs we clock in for. Remote work was supposed to be the dream. You roll out of bed, no bra, microwave a coffee 3 times, and boom, you're a functioning adult. But with fewer partners, fewer coworkers, fewer daily interactions, a lot of us are just sitting in silence, screaming inside group chats that don't reply. That's not freedom. That's isolation in disguise as freedom. We traded cubicles for freedom, but freedom without support is just isolation in yoga pants. And the gig economy? The gig economy. We were promised flexibility, but it's more like, congratulations! You're the CEO of your own burnout. And it's not that everyone wants to be famous or an influencer either. It's that no one wants to work full time and still feel broke. The jobs that hold the world together don't come with stability anymore. They come with back pain, burnout, and $27 left by Thursday. We turned caretaking into failure and spectacle into value. We forgot that some jobs aren't glamorous. They're holy. Most high-paying jobs now are capital jobs, not societal ones. The guy shifting imaginary numbers on Wall Street makes 7 figures. But the social worker keeping families from falling apart, they're crying on their lunch break making $20 an hour. Tell me again how that's okay. We are not rewarding people who sustain life. We are rewarding people who extract from it. And then, if you do want to be one of the smarty good ones, like a therapist or a nurse practitioner, congrats! That'll be 6 years of school, $100,000 in debt, and the privilege of being broke while you save lives. The path to freedom requires 5 years of unpaid internships and a master's degree in burnout. And the middle path, dignified work, fair play, no burnout, doesn't seem to exist. You want to know what's really sexy? Living within your means. We know the system's broken. We're just too tired to fight someone's uncle in the comments again. Like, yes, Mark, I do believe capitalism is unsustainable. No, I don't have the energy to debate it between my 2 jobs and this stress rash. And let's bring in identity really quick, shall we? Back in the day, identity was like, I'm John, I fish. Now it's, I'm demisexual, plant-based Virgo who's pivoting from UX design to somatic healing while exploring my inner child and launching a newsletter about dopamine regulation. We're free to be anything, but nobody warned us that freedom comes with an infinite existential crisis and an identity buffet where every dish might give you spiritual food poisoning. So while we're spiraling about who we are, student debt is suffocating us, housing is laughable, and climate change is throwing hands. And instead of helping each other, we're either too busy fighting online or closed off from the world. Because the American system trained us to turn on each other or to close the world out. Trust in people? Only 34% of Americans say they believe most people can be trusted. That's not just sad. It's apocalyptic. It's the village is burning and everyone is live streaming it energy. We are in a spiritual dissonance, people. Our bodies are humming one rhythm, rest, community, meaning, and capitalism is blaring dubstep in the background, screaming, monetize or die, baby. And I'm sorry, but no, I don't want to build a brand. I want to be held. We're not broken, people. We're just awake in a world that keeps gaslighting our guts. And then we get told to fix it with hustle. Launch a business. Monetize your hobbies. Become a boss. Man, launch what? The microwave? We don't need passive income. We need passive nervous systems. We need to stop measuring worth in productivity and start remembering that being human is not a brand strategy. It's not that we're bad at dating. Maybe it's that dating can't survive in a world this spiritually malnourished.
Tell us what you think in the comments. Would you choose lifelong bachelorhood over a difficult relationship, or do you still believe marriage is worth pursuing? Like, subscribe, and stay with us for more discussions about the changing world of modern relationships.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest